What is up, YouTube? C here, and once again I'm back with another UFC preview. This time for UFC McGregor vs Holloway, which is, well, obviously headlined by Max Holloway, and, well, return on the Mac. Sorry. I mean, fuck it, let's get to it. So for the first fight on this card, we got Alessandro Costa versus Cody Durden, and I mean, yeah, Alessandro Costa, pretty mid UFC run. He is pretty well rounded. He's pretty good everywhere. Though his jiu-jitsu base is pretty solid. That is his base. Now, every one of his in the UFC has been by a KO or TKO. So that is important to note. This guy, he has used his jiu-jitsu in some of these fights, but most of the times when he wins, it's by KO with his boxing, which is decent. Now, Cody Durden is, well, pretty mid UFC career. This dude, he is solid everywhere, I will say that, but this dude is a bit of a decision dud. This dude's pretty damn boring. But his grappling, it's actually gotten worse over time, especially on the submission end. He just uses his wrestling for most of the time. And who do I have winning this? I got Alessandro winning this. I mean, look, this is really a no-brainer, especially having done a lot of research. And I have full confidence that Costa's not only does Costa have low fight mileage, but his more well-rounded skill set, especially on the submission end, will help him out here. Now, for what his game plan should be, he should really go for whatever is there for the taking. I mean, he should start off by pressuring Cody, exploiting the holes in his boxing, and if he doesn't get a KO on the feet from there, just go to his wrestling, take him down to the mat, and chase the sub. But I do have Alessandro winning this 5 KO. I mean, Cody has been pretty chinny in his past couple fights. And Alessandro does have solid power and boxing technique, so I got him winning this. Now for the next fight, we got Ryan Gondra and Zachary Reese. Now, for Ryan, he has 4 first round KOs, which is a lot for his career, which I believe is 10 fights, if I remember correctly. Now this dude, he's got great boxing, as you can tell from the 4 first round KOs, which is, I believe, out of 6. Probably put it somewhere right here if I got the time to. Now this dude does have some offensive jiu-jitsu, some submission offense, and there's not really much else to elaborate on it. I believe this dude has only had 2 fights in the UFC if you want to consider his contender series bouts. Now Zachary Reese, this dude, in my opinion, he should arguably be on a 3-fight win streak. I think this dude did win his last fight against Michel Pereira. I guess the only thing Michel really had was, I believe, some wrestling, but this dude Zachary was throwing the better strikes. But that's besides the point. This dude, solid all around. His grappling on the wrestling end, it's kind of his only weakness. This dude, he can't take people down, but if you want this dude to defend a shot, it's going to be a little hard for him to do. And who do I have winning this fight? I'm going to go with the hype of Ryan. But I'm not confident with this pick at all, I will say. Because I do think Zachary is still solid. And, I mean, how do I think Ryan is going to win this? He should attack Zach's body and set up the KO from there. Just go down to the body, maybe throw some leg kicks, and then boom, get the KO from there. Though if he does underestimate Zach at all, he'll put himself at risk of losing, which could be possible because this is only his 2nd fight in the UFC if you don't want to count his contender series bout. And with all that being said, I do have Ryan win this fight, first round KO. For 3rd fight on this card, we got Farid Basharat versus John Garza. Now, Farid, undefeated, 15-0. This dude, he's got great grappling, especially his wrestling. It's pretty damn good. Pretty sure this dude has gotten a takedown in all of his fights in the UFC. But in his most recent fight, he really did struggle with Gene Matsumoto's grappling. That last fight actually went to a split decision because Gene was actually putting up a fight, especially in striking, which Farid is, well, His striking is alright, and hasn't improved much. Also, did I mention this dude Fareed? Decision dud. It's pretty damn boring. Now, John Garza, this is his debut. This dude is coming out of Fury FC, which has guys like Alvin Correa, Joshua Van, some guys you might know. Michael Aswell, the GOAT, the future featherweight GOAT, Michael Aswell. As for John, good striking. Grappling, it looks serviceable from what I've seen. And I really got not much else to add. That's why I added it there, because this is this guy's debut and he's had a pretty short career. Now, if it doesn't seem pretty obvious, this fight, along with another that's going to come up, are going to be obvious, are probably going to be the highest betting odds, plus minus. Yeah, I do think Fareed is going to win this. Now, I do think this will be the worst fight on the card, or one of the two. Because look, Fareed, he's a top fighter. This dude, I think he's already ranked top 15 on the media and meta rankings. Fucking AI. And yeah, I just see him steamrolling John here. And what is Fareed's game plan? This dude, he's going to stick to what he does best. Get John to the mat, ride him out, and make himself look busy so that way he doesn't get stood up. Pretty damn simple game plan Fareed got here. And yeah, I think Fareed, he wins his via UD. Now for the fourth fight on this card? Damn, I'm already getting lost. Oops. Damian Pinas versus Cesar Almeida. No. DP, 100% finish rate. This dude's striking pretty great all around. This dude has the power in his hands. Just one touch and you go out. Okay, maybe a couple touches, but still, this dude does have power in his hands. Now his grappling, it looks good defensively speaking. This dude is going to be going for a takedown. His game plan is keep this on the feet, knock someone out. Now Cesar Almeida, 3-2 UFC career, kind of high. His striking, good. His grappling is pretty poor on both ends, though, I will admit. Now, yeah, I think Damian, he's got this. His aggression and power are really going to help him out here, which, okay, I know this doesn't sound like no known weaknesses of Vitor, but look, if you got good power, you got to be aggressive, man, because your opponents are going to fear that. And in Cesar's past fights, he struggled with opponents who've tried to be aggressive. And I will say, yeah, I think this win is guaranteed for Damian. I think Damian, he wins this by a first round KO. And this is, and when I was talking about Fareed's fight, this is the second fight I was talking about being the worst, but I'll get into that later. Tracy Cortez versus Wayne Kong. Tracy, great grappling. She loves to ride out her opponents, which some of y'all may like. I mean, I can't blame y'all, I guess. She might lose an eyelash, though. But her striking, pretty damn poor. Literally, she's getting outstruck by chicks who've been fighting in the UFC for way longer than she's had. She got outstruck by Rose Namajunas, bro. Rose Namajunas, I'm sorry. And yeah, Tracy, she's been in decision dud. Pretty damn boring. Unless you, for some reason, like watching her for other reasons, but I'm not gonna say anything. Now, Wayne Kong, honestly, I forget how to say some of these Chinese fighters because sometimes they go by their last name first and then I don't fucking know. But Wayne Kong, great striking. Her striking is pretty damn good. And her grappling, it's improved a lot, especially defensively. When she fought, I believe she fought Eduarda Mora, who is pretty damn good grappling wise. She actually put up a good fight in that regard. Now, for potential worst fight of the night, I feel like this will be easily the first fight of the night, if not Fareed versus John Garza. But yeah, I have Wayne Kong winning this. Tracy, she's refused to improve striking at all, and with Wayne's improved takedown defense, I can definitely see her winning this. So yeah, I think Wayne, she wins this by UD, although I prefer if it ended in the first round. Now for the next fight, we got Luke Riley versus Kai Kamada III. Honestly, I don't know why this dude's name is like that. But Luke Riley, undefeated, 13-0, great dynamic striking, though his boxing is what really stands out. Now his grappling, it has been checked in both of his fights, but if he does continue to improve it, it's not like he'll have to worry about it, especially if his opponent's got better grappling. Now, Kai Kamaka, this is, I believe, his third UFC run, from what I've looked at. No, this is his second. There's another guy who basically had a third run somewhere on here. I think I've already covered him, but Kai, his striking decent. This dude's got a Muay Thai base. And this dude does have some grappling, especially on the wrestling end. But this dude is a bit of a decision dud. And yeah, I still got Luke Riley winning this. And now, while Kai may have more experience and might even possess the grappling advantage, I still believe that Luke Riley, he's got this in the bag. Luke's game plan, I think it should be pretty clear. Simply be more active on the striking end and outpace Kai, because Kai, he is actually pretty active on striking, bro. Like, this dude, he will throw a lot of strikes, which, if you're not careful, and you get hit a lot, obviously you not get knocked out, but also you get tired. So Luke, he just got to match or outpace Kai, and also check the leg kicks and keep his body safe, because Kai, he will attack your legs and the body. But yeah, I think Luke, he wins this via UD. Now, next fight, Cody No Love Garbrandt versus Adrian Yanez. Now, Cody, former champ, 1-2 in his last 3. This dude, great boxing, great hands. Now, this dude, he does have grappling on the offensive end, but if he goes against anybody remotely better on that end, he'll struggle, and he'll likely get beaten out. This dude, but also his boxing defense pretty damn bad, and he's been pretty damn chinny. Now, Adrian Yanez, this dude's been inactive. This dude 1-3-1 in his last 5. I think this dude hasn't fought since 2024, and I believe he did fight this year, although I could be thinking of someone else. But yeah, his boxing is solid. He has decent leg kicks, but his grappling isn't a strong point. So yeah, but yeah, I actually do have Cody winning this, and I do have this listed as potential fight of the night, because I think this could be fight of the night. Now, look, Cody getting KO'd, Adrian getting KO'd by the likes of Jonathan Martinez and Rob Font are a pretty bad look. And while Cody hasn't been doing hot recently, this guy's been losing to guys he's been losing to are solid. While Adrian has been performing poorly, even against bad competition. As for Cody's game plan, I could see him attacking with his boxing and mixing it up with some takedowns. But I do see Cody win this by UD. Now, Mr. Loopholes himself, Gable Stevenson versus Elijah Ellison. Yeah, Gable, 4-time NCAA All-American, 2-time champ, 1-time silver, and 1-time bronze medalist. So yeah, this dude's... Oh yeah, also Olympic freestyle champ. So I think his wrestling is pretty solid, in my opinion. Now, obviously his wrestling is a standout, and from what I've seen, his striking in regards to his boxing is decent. This dude, he will throw some kicks, but I mean, I don't think he will. I think he's probably figured out that it's probably not the best move, especially in this division. But yeah, his boxing decent. He has power. As a wrestler, he has power. And I mean, there really isn't much else to say, because I mean, even in the footage that you can find online, because this dude is pretty highly documented, you just don't see a lot, because his fights end quickly. Although he did do a dirty boxing bout, which I don't remember, but it did happen. Now, Elijah Ellison, this guy, he lost his debut to can't fucking remember, but all his wins have come by finish. Now, this dude, he has never made it past the first round. Win or lose, never made it past the first round. But this dude did get destroyed in his debut. But yeah, there's not really much else to say besides his boxing is the only standout skill he's got. Now, Gable, I think he wins his via loopholes. Okay, I'm just fucking around. But Gable, this dude may not have a lot of experience compared to Elijah, I guess, in terms of MMA, but wrestling, he obviously has more experience. Anyways, his wrestling is going to help him out here, and will carry him far into the heavyweight division, especially with how bad heavyweight is, although it has actually slightly improved very recently. Now, to most people, if you're viewing this without binoculars, Gable, get this down to the mat, and just write him out. But nah, Gable trains with John Jones. He's not gonna be that boring. So Gable, he will get this to the ground, I think. Now, if Gable was to do what I would think he would do, he would get this to the ground and just throw ground and pound and hope Elijah goes out from there. But knowing Gable and from what I've seen of him, I think he'll try and keep this on the feet and just KO Elijah from there. 1-2, maybe 1-2-3, 1-2-3-4, jab, cross, hook, uppercut. Okay, he's not that advanced, but something like that. But yeah, I do think Gable, he wins this in the first round by KO. I think this is the start of the main card. I think. But yeah, for the next fight, Robert Whitaker versus Nikita Krylov. Robert, light heavyweight debut. This will be his light heavyweight debut. He is a former champ. His striking is actually pretty great. Robert does got great hands. And he's actually pretty dynamic with some karate kicks and shit like that. Now, he does have some wrestling, at least offensively, although defensively it's okay. I mean, I can't really blame him for getting taken down by Hamza. I mean, fucking Hamza, animal. But yeah, Nikita Krylov has a great, well-rounded game. His striking is good, but it does have holes. And his grappling is actually quite underrated. His grappling is quite solid. But yeah, I do have Robert winning this because there's a thing called Lighterman skill. And look, even though Rob is on a 2-5 losing streak, I do have him win this. Because like I said, there is such a thing as Lighterman skill. Now, while Rob doesn't have grappling, especially on the jiu-jitsu end, comparable to Nikita's, I believe that Rob's striking is way better compared to Krylov's, especially his speed and his technique, which is a given seeing as he's coming up from middleweight. And he's actually a former welterweight, I forgot about that. Now, as for how I think Rob wins this, he should use his speed, blitz in, throw punches, attack the body, blitzing with leg kicks, and that's really about it. I do think Rob wins this by UD. I don't think he gets the finish. Now, King Green versus Terrence McKinney. King Green, all of it. I was gonna address him as Bobby, but fuck it, Bobby. Now, Bobby Green, 3-5 winning streak. Boxing is quite literally his best attribute. This dude's got great boxing, and I guess his cardio is actually quite solid, and his pace. Now look, his grappling, it is in booty, but it's really only good on the jiu-jitsu end, mainly his submissions. But yeah, he does have a lot of fight mileage. This dude's been fighting since the late 2000s, so literally 3 decades of fighting, bro. Damn. Now, Terrence McKinney, mid-UFC career, I will admit. Both these guys have mid-UFC careers, if I'm being honest, but Terrence, this dude, he has won all his fights 5 finish, by the way. I believe all of them have gone to the first round. His wrestling is his base, and is pretty good, and he does have a submission game. His hands, he has power in them. And, well, he's been finishing all of his losses, so this dude is never going the distance. But who do I have winning this? I actually do think Terrence wins this. And look, while Bobby may be on a 3-5 win streak and have more experience compared to Terrence, I think Terrence, more varied game will help. He'll mix it up, and I do think he gets to win. Now, for what I think Terrence McKinney should do, he should pressure Bobby with his boxing and get Bobby down to the ground. And whatever he wants to do from there is up to him. I mean, maybe go for a sub, maybe go for ground and pound. I mean, there is really a lot of options for Terrence to do something here. But I do think Terrence will win this in the first round by TKO. Brandon Royval versus Leonard Kavanaugh. Now, Brandon Royval, he's on a 2-5 losing streak, but one of those was a fucking great-ass fight, a war with the current reigning defending champ, Joshua Van, the GOAT, future GOAT. And the other was KO loss to, Manel Kape, who's proven himself to be the #1 contender after his win over Kyoji Horiguchi, which was actually pretty solid, but I mean, he did show some holes there, but that's besides the point. Yeah, Brandon Royval, good, well-rounded game. His grappling is really his only weak point, I guess I can say. and he has been recently shown to be somewhat chinny, although I guess that could be due to recency bias, seeing as well he got dropped in the war with Joshua Van and Maimon Kamp, who, well, I think his titties give him KO power, but that's besides the point. Now, Leonard Kavanaugh came out the tender series with the KO win, had 2-fight win streak stopped by the GOAT, Charles Johnson. But in his most recent fight, he beat the former champ, Brandon Moreno, via UD, and this dude showed in that fight he has good striking against Brandon, who, let's be honest, we all see him as one of the better strikers in this division. And he showed that he could defend takedowns, he can work with grappling, although he did struggle a bit with the cage wrestling, which was really just him being held up on the cage, but he did get out of it a lot, so could be a weakness in the future. Now, Loner is, like I said, great striking, and grappling is alright on both ends, I will admit. Now, who do I have winning this? Yeah, Loner Kavanaugh. I have winning this. Loner, he has the opportunity. This is his opportunity to put himself in title contention. And honestly, this should be the easiest fight for him to do that with. Loner, he is very good at attacking the body and landing solid leg kicks, so that will factor into what I think his game plan should be. And yeah, it should involve him setting up a solid punch to the head, which, well, obviously involves him throwing leg kicks and knee stomps, because in that Joshua Van fight, Josh, he adjusted. This dude was like, okay, I'm kind of getting whooped. I think I lost the second round. And Josh, he decided to throw some knee stomps, basically stop Brandon Royval's forward pressure, and well, that helped him get the drop and basically win the fight. And Loner could do the same thing, also attacking the body will help him out here. And I think Loner does get a finish in the third round by TKO. I think this is a very winnable, not only winnable, but also pause, finishable fight for Loner Kavanaugh. Now, yep, this is a rematch, by the way. Corey Sandhagen. Sneaky good jiu-jitsu. This dude's got some sneaky jiu-jitsu. Creative striking, I mean. I think a lot of people have seen that flying knee KO on, fuck's his face, Frankie Edgar. And the only flaw I can really think of is his lack of energy. This dude, he's patient, but it's patient to a fault. I mean, he's coached by Trevor Whitman, and we've seen what Trevor Whitman has done to people like Rose Namajunas, and fighters like Kamaru Usman, where he's kind of made him maybe a little boring, but that's besides the point. Mario Batista, though, yeah, this dude is just a dud. This dude's grappling is probably his standout. Great grappling. Striking is, well, yeah, I mean, this dude, okay, look, I guess Jose Aldo is an all-time great, but this dude was getting outstruck by Jose Aldo, even when he should have had him gassed from all the fence hugging and stuff. But yeah, I think his lack of urgency is also a weak point. These guys are pretty damn patient to a fault. But who do I win this? Yeah, I do think Mario. Honestly, this is a toss-up. I'll start off with that. This is a toss-up. I don't believe this fight is clear-cut. There are a lot of scenarios to which this fight can go, which I've been going back and forth on. You know, one guy's better grappling, one guy's better striking, you know, but improvements from last fight and yada yada. There's just a lot to think about. But Mario, I think Mario, he'll be way more willing to take risks. I mean, in that Umar fight, this dude took some risks. I think he dropped Umar, if I'm not mistaken. I could have sworn he dropped Umar. So he's willing to throw hands, he's willing to throw punches, throw whatever, and obviously his grappling is going to help him out here. And he will be just more willing to make things happen, even when there isn't anything going on from these guys just basically, you know, doing the good old Macy Barber shadow box routine. Now, Mario, his game plan should involve getting this down to the canvas and basically drain Corey's gas tank. I mean, just watch that Marab fight and boom, you win this. But yeah, I think Mario, this fight will go to split decision, but Mario comes out on the better end of that. This will be a banger. This is the fight that will easily be a banger, if it doesn't end in the first round. Now, Benoit Saint-Denis, 4-fight win streak, all finishes. 2 subs, 2 KOs, yada yada. This dude, Benoit, good grappling. His grappling has improved a lot, especially offensively, and submission-wise, it's actually pretty damn good. Now, his striking, is hit or miss, but it has improved. This dude does leave his hands down sometimes too often, and will let himself get hit, even by a guy like Benil Dariush or Renato Moicano. Now, Paddy Pimblett, this dude, he was on a 7-5 win streak, which arguably could have been a 3-4 fight, depending on who you thought, depending on if you thought he lost to Jared Gordon. But yeah, and also it was pretty fraudulent. I mean, just look at the names on there. Some of these have not aged well at all. But yeah, 7-5 win streak, and then he got absolutely destroyed by the current champ, Justin Gaethje, which in hindsight is actually not a bad thing. I mean, he was actually doing well. He had like about 20%, 5% of fight. He had some solid moments. The rest, 75%, he was getting absolute dog walk. And this dude Paddy, he has phenomenal jiu-jitsu. His jiu-jitsu is probably the best part of his game. He has a great chin. You know, Scousers don't get knocked out loud. But yeah, striking, it is man. This dude, he leaves his chin wide open. I mean, just look at, I think you can look at his debut and you can see him get clipped. Even though he doesn't get dropped, he gets clipped, bro. And yeah, he leaves his chin too open. He just drops his hands low at bad moments, and he'll throw strikes without setting them up. He'll just throw wild. And yeah, I mean, if I had to say who would win this, I think Benoit gets this win. Now, I will say this fight could be fight of the night if it doesn't end in the first round. But yeah, to me, this is pretty clear cut that Benoit wins this. Benoit's strategy should involve him keeping this on the feet and just suffocating Paddy with his boxing and his much more. I guess it's arguable which guy has better striking, but I think Benoit does have better striking. He should pressure Paddy with his striking, suffocate him with his boxing, and he should just make sure this fight does not go to the ground at all. He doesn't want this fight to go to the ground. And if it does, whether it's from a knockdown or if Paddy just lands a takedown, try and get back to your feet as quickly as you can. Please. Paddy is dangerous there. And I think for this co-main event, Benoit, he wins his fight 3rd round TKO. The main event, the notorious Conor McGregor versus Max Blessed Holloway. Now for Conor, former double champ, 145, 155. This dude, I will say this dude's striking is fucking all-time great striker. And his grappling is underrated. It's kind of underrated if I'm being honest. But his cardio, it's a mess, bro. If any of his fights get to the even the second round. If it gets to the second round, and if it even touches the 3rd round, this dude will be gassed. And this dude, also, this guy hasn't fought since 2021, and is coming off a leg injury. So those are some things to think about. But like I said, Conor, he has great striking. This dude will. Now, he isn't going to be like Carlos Prates where he throws elbows, knees, but he will throw kicks and punches. And this dude's distance management is fucking all-time great. Now, Max Holloway, former champ, all-time great boxer, literally, arguably top 3 boxer of all time in the UFC. Great cardio, fucking cardio machine. I mean, just look at that Calvin Kattar fight. Poor dude. And his grappling, it's actually somewhat solid. He improved it from when he actually first fought Conor, because in their first fight, Conor actually got him down to the mat a lot, and because he kind of broke his ACL. But yeah, Conor actually got him down to the mat quite a bit. This dude Conor has sneaky wrestling. This dude literally collar tie, knee pick, ring around the brosy, make Max lose his balance, take him down. That's just one of the examples I could think of. And look, Max's grappling has improved a lot, but if he's going against someone like Charles Oliveira, God forbid Charles Oliveira, or fucking even Michael Chandler, he will struggle. I mean, we saw in that Charles fight. Look, you can say Charles has improved his wrestling quite a bit, but man, Max got dominated in that fight. But I don't think McGregor will be able to do the same thing. Now, as for Max's flaws, I guess this dude does make himself hittable quite a bit. He doesn't mind getting hit, which actually has costed him quite a bit in some fights. especially in the Gaethje fight. I mean, this dude didn't mind getting hit by Gaethje, which actually unofficially was the first time he got dropped in the UFC. Yet, of course, Taporia, yada yada yada. Yeah, do I have winning this fight? I have Holloway winning this. I know there's some people that are trying to think, man, McGregor, he could do something crazy. No, just stop. Stop it. This dude, McGregor, he is washed. He's coming back after, what? I think this dude hasn't fought since 2021, 2022. 4 to 5 years at this point of not fighting. And I just generally don't believe McGregor has the fighting ability. He doesn't even have half the fighting ability he used to have. And so what do I think Holloway's game plan should be? He's got to pressure McGregor. He can't let McGregor get his distance. This dude, he's first things first, he's got to drain McGregor's cardio. So maybe he goes for some takedowns. Maybe he hits McGregor, attacks McGregor's body, lands leg kicks. And he's got to make sure that McGregor doesn't fight his range. That is really McGregor's best attribute in regards to fighting, especially striking. The range management. McGregor's range management is so ridiculous that if he even gets a moment to find it, he will throw a really good punch and knock you out. And if Holloway just doesn't let McGregor do his best thing, which is his range management, he'll win this. And while McGregor has only been finished in what fight? So let's think about this. The Khabib fight, Poirier fights. Look, I think Max can also add to this list of 2 people that have finished McGregor in the UFC at least. And I think Max, he wins his by 4th round TKO. But if McGregor does some bullshit, I mean, damn, that would probably be the greatest comeback fight of all time. But I don't think that's realistic. I think Max wins his by 4th round TKO for the main event. And if you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate you subscribe, do that YouTube stuff. And, you know, if you're gonna do something, make sure you're happy doing it. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. As long as it ain't hurt nobody and you're happy doing it, I think you're living a good life. And that's all we gotta say, y'all. Peace.